Welcome back, Jayhawks. My name is Caitlin.
And I'm Caroline.
And thank you for joining us on this Monday afternoon. First of all, the weather is absolutely beautiful outside. I think I'm a little too overdressed.
It has been super warm this weekend. Did you do anything fun with your warm weekend?
I tried to spend as much time as I could being out there in the sunshine. I think I'm kind of getting spoiled though, since I'm from Chicago. It's still pretty cold up there, so.
That's great. I just worked all weekend, so I didn't have time to go outside, but I wish I did. It would have been so nice to get out there and enjoy this weather.
Right.
We'll have more on that later with Anna. But let's talk about what's been going on at KU recently.
I know a lot has been going on this past weekend and week. First with Les Miles, but we'll be hearing about that later. But also with the roofing scandal that did happen over the weekend. It was allegedly with a fraternity. They were told to roofie 15 girls at the bars this weekend.
Yeah, so that's an interesting story. I believe the Kansan has a few articles up about that. It was a pretty big deal. I know that Strip Your Letters at KU is kind of grabbing onto that and kind of helping take accountability for that, along with IFC and Panhellenic. But just a really scary situation for a lot of the sorority women on campus.
We're also still not sure as to who it was, but hopefully that all gets figured out soon. It's very scary that we have to be, watching out for ourselves when going out and trying to have a fun time. So very scary situation and pretty disappointing on the fraternity's end.
Right. From what I hear, there was about 3 girls who did actually get roofied, but as far as I know, everything's being taken care of. They're trying to find who's accountable for this, and just hopefully stay safe at the bars, be safe anywhere you go as a general rule, but that was pretty scary this weekend.
Right, and I think that the situation is in pretty good hands. I know that IFC's handling it. Panhellenic is also dealing with it, and hopefully we can get this figured out soon.
Hopefully, yes. And then we have the Les Miles scandal that happened this week, which is interesting, but
Totally.
So what have you heard about that?
So I'm not too into sports, but I did hear that there was alleged misconduct from back at his days at LSU.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I've also heard reports that it's happened here, but I don't know how valid that is. But just an interesting situation. The Kansan has written a few very great articles on the sports side about this Les Miles situation, so definitely check that out. But we'll have more on that later this episode with sports.
Right. And also he's on leave too as of currently, right?
Yes. Right now he has been placed on administrative leave by the university. It's interesting because his lawyers and kind of the people representing him have actually sent out a statement kind of clapping back at the administrative leave decision. Just an all-around interesting situation that I kind of can't wait to see unfold.
I know, it'll be unfolding before our eyes, but I mean, this kind of hit us all out of left field. I mean, it kind of seemed like it came out of nowhere, but I mean, hopefully we can get this situation figured out and kind of find out some more info, because I think that everybody's kind of a little bit like, what?
Yeah, right. I think it's kind of that shock value, at least that got me. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I know on the Kansan, the sports reporters seemed kind of on top of it, and like they had been hearing reports about it, but it definitely hit me from left field.
Totally, and there was so much hype that was surrounding him and with our football team, and it kind of seemed like, this is pretty, it is very serious, and it's disappointing to say the less, yeah.
Yeah, right. I think now we just got to let it go into the hands and see how everything plays out, but definitely an interesting situation.
Right. Other than that being covered by the Kansan, is there anything else interesting going on?
Yeah, so the Kansan has been covering a lot this past week. It's been a busy week for news, but when is it not? So lately, I think today we're covering a protest by the Black Student Coalition. We've had a lot of stuff from the provost and the chancellor last week, which was pretty interesting. So check out Kansan.com, definitely give it a read. The sports section has also been super busy this week, but we've got a lot of content that's really, really interesting in KU news this week. So
there's also a recent KU win with the basketball game, if I'm correct.
There was a recent KU win with the basketball game. I believe that puts them at the number 2 seed for the Big 12 tournament coming up, but we'll hear more from that in sports later.
Talk about a pretty big comeback, though.
Right, it was a really big comeback. I was shocked. This season was definitely not the best for the Jayhawks, but they're trying their best and they're kind of getting back in the game. So
Exactly, and that's all that you can do.
right. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you, and we'll go to news.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Welcome back. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Emily. This is your Monday Good Evening KU News Update. In a deeply personal and honest TV interview with Oprah, Prince Harry, and Meghan, Meghan revealed that she found life with the British royal family so difficult that at times she didn't want to be alive anymore. She said that a low point was when Harry was asked by an unnamed family member how dark her son's skin might be when he's born.
As of today, there are new guidelines from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention that say that people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 can safely gather with other fully vaccinated people indoors without masks or physical distancing and small groups of unvaccinated low-risk people.
The Senate passed President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill on Saturday. Tomorrow, the House will vote on changes made, but after that, the turnaround time could be quick. People see the $1,400 stimulus payments within days of Biden signing the bill.
Republican lawmakers in Georgia are pushing to potentially pass an election bill that would repeal absentee voting. After the 2020 election and the voter fraud allegations pushed by former President Donald Trump, Republican officials have moved to reduce access to mail-in voting and early voting.
University of Kansas football coach Les Miles was placed on administrative leave on Friday due to allegations of misconduct during his time at LSU. A report from 2013 was released detailing several allegations of inappropriate behavior with 2 female student workers.
KU Law is introducing an LSAT fee award that will cover law school entrance exam fees for selected KU students. Preference will be given to diverse candidates and candidates who have financial needs. Applications are due by Friday, March 26th. And that's all we have for today's news update. After the break, Julia will be here with sport.
Diversity. What is diversity? It can be an umbrella term for a variety of things, ranging from diversity among different people, places, cultures, and ideas to the way people express themselves and the way they interact with the world. In today's world, people interact with one another and share their thoughts through social media. Let's take Twitter, for example. How are people of different backgrounds, ethnicities, and sexual orientations with different political beliefs, interests, and job titles using this platform differently? Currently, celebrities are interacting with their fans on Twitter by speaking their minds, sharing their beliefs, and supporting social issues. Professional sports figures and organizations in the United States are using Twitter to support social causes and bring attention to current social matters, such as encouraging their fans to vote. Users are voicing their opinions about current issues surrounding racial inequalities, social injustice, and police brutality in the United States. There's diversity in the way people are discussing the upcoming presidential election, especially regarding their opinions of each candidate. Different news outlets are not only highlighting stories in the US, but are talking about important stories from around the world. But many Twitter users don't post about controversial matters or social issues at all. Rather, they use their platform to create memes and post funny content for entertainment. While many topics going around this app involve social issues and political opinions, Twitter creates a space where people can pull together collections of diverse thoughts, comments, opinions, goals, and even a little humor too. So how can we use this platform to express our differences? More importantly, how can we use it to learn from each other's differences today?
In sports, Kansas will be the number 2 seed in this week's Big 12 men's basketball tournament. The Jayhawks will play on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. against the winner of Wednesday's game between Oklahoma and Iowa State. All of the men's tournament games will be held at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. The women's team will head into their conference tournament as the number 10 seed. The Lady Jayhawks will take on Texas Tech on Thursday at 8 p.m., with the winner to play West Virginia on Friday. The women's tournament will be held in the Municipal Auditorium, which is also in downtown Kansas City. The baseball team won 2 of 3 this weekend in St. Louis after splitting the first 2 games of the series against the Billikens. Now 5-5 on the road, KU will return to Hoagland Ballpark for the home opener on Friday against Omaha. The softball team beat Northwestern State 6-2 yesterday in the Woo Pig Classic in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Right-handed junior Lexi Mills went the distance to pick up the win. The Jayhawks are now 9-5 and will host South Dakota State in a doubleheader on Wednesday to open the home schedule at Rock Chalk Park. The soccer team began the week ranked number 25 in the country and can expect to move up after a 2-0 victory over Kansas State in the Sunflower Showdown, played Saturday in Manhattan. Junior Ryan Childers and freshman Shira Elanov scored goals for the Jayhawks, and junior goalkeeper Sarah Peters earned her 5th shutout of the season. KU is now 6-3-1 and will play K-State again this Saturday, but at Rock Chalk Park. The volleyball team earned a straight set victory over Texas State on Friday night at the Porsche Family Volleyball Center. The Jayhawks are 6-10 and will play 2 matches against Big 12 Conference foe TCU next weekend in Fort Worth. After COVID-19 delayed the NCAA cross-country championships last fall, senior Ben Butler will finally get his chance to compete against the nation's best 1 week from today in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Butler, who transferred to KU from Oklahoma State, will be the lone runner representing the Jayhawks at this season's championships. That's it for our Good Evening KU Sports Update. After the break, Anna will be here to tell us just how hot it's going to get this week.
Why doesn't my skin look like theirs? Why is my nose so big? I'm never gonna look like those girls.
Yes, Julia, it's going to be very hot this week. And right now outside there is plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. The winds are gusting at about 15 miles an hour. And as we take a look at tonight, we'll hit a fairly warm low of 53 degrees. The winds will still stay gusting 10 to 15 miles an hour. Now taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, the sunshine will continue with warm temperatures, 73 degrees, and the winds will be 20 to 25 miles an hour, a small chance of rain. And taking a look at the extended forecast, we have a low moving into the region midweek that will bring in low temperatures compared to what we are seeing right now outside. That will bring in some storms and some rain, a possibility of snow looking at Sunday. That's all I have for today's weather update. Stay tuned for tomorrow's KU Take a Side at 9 a.m.